Hi guys, check this out. In this video, we're going to be looking at Swan and Sleeping Swan. Tons of modifications for this, all right? Also known as Ekapata Raja Kapotasana in a yang practice. So many ways to modify this and make it effective for students. So we know that it's, kind of this pose. Lots of rules where you want that shin in line with the front edge of your mat. Don't listen to any of that stuff. By bringing that foot in closer to the hip here, that's going to back off a lot of the torque. It's going to take away a lot of that external rotation of the femur in the hip joint, which not a lot of people will have. If their butt is way up off of the mat, you can shove a block under the hip there. Or maybe they just need a blanket or a bolster or something like that. For me, the real key here is to bring the torso up as much as you can first. So we forget about this back leg a lot in Swan. So you want to really get them right on top of that thigh. The way that I like to do that is to tuck the back toes, lift the knee, reach through that heel, and then come onto the top of that thigh and then the top of the foot. So that's going to get them into the super effective position to get into that opposite hip there. So keep the torso upright. This is a really nice back bend. You can stay here as long as you want. And then start to walk the torso forward. So you might have a block under the hip. You can put a bolster here to rest on. Sometimes knees, this is a lot of pressure on a kneecap. You can recommend that they put a blanket under the knee or a towel or something. You can come all the way on to the hands here. And then a really nice variation is to come into a twist. So I've got my right leg is forward, so I'm going to reach around with my right hand, grab the toes. It's a nice option. You can get into this from down dog or just from a seated position. All right, so if you get into it from down dog and you want to get back to down dog, tuck the toes, lift the hips, and then step back to down dog. Super easy. And then just do that on the other side. Be sure to tuck the toes, reach through the heel, kind of pull that heel away from you, and then come onto the top of the leg. I just think that's the best way to get into the hips in this pose, to make it super effective on both sides, Okay, I will keep a student in this pose anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes each side. All right, so it's a long time. When you start looking at your sequencing, keep this in mind. You want at least 10 minutes minimum for this pose for both sides, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, but you also need that transition time. Keep that awareness of your transition times when you're building out your sequence, okay? That's important. Have fun. This pose is awesome, and I'll see you in the next video.